Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Thursday and welcome to our video about Litha Rituals. Now, when this video posts, there'll just be 5 days until Litha 2022. If you haven't already decided on what kind of ritual you'll be performing to honor the occasion, the moment has come to sort that out. Because most of us are feeling the financial pinch, I want to share just 5 low-cost or no-cost ritual ideas that are meaningful. So the first is to greet and farewell the solstice sun. Look up your local sunrise and sunset times on the solstice, then wake up in time so that you can be fully awake and cognizant when the sun begins to rise. So make sure you've consumed your caffeinated wake-up juice of choice. And go outside, stand facing east, and without actually staring at the sun and blinding yourself, greet its arrival. Say a few words of welcome to the solar deity that you best connect with. Then around noon, you might say a prayer honoring your solar deity and the benefits that they bring to the world. And then at sunset, face the west, and again, don't blind yourself, and watch the sun go down, say farewell to your solar deity, acknowledge that the light from this point will begin to fade from the world, and that winter is going to return in due course. Now, our second idea is to dance around the bonfire or the candles. If you are lucky enough to have the space and material to have a home bonfire, that is absolutely awesome. But a small fire pit can actually serve the same purpose for us, as can a grouping of candles if we're really pushed to it. Obviously, when fire is involved, take appropriate safety precautions. If you set yourself on fire, especially if you were being careless, it is no fault of mine. The gods gave us brains, and we are all responsible for making use of the brain that we have. So, that being said, once you have your fire set up, bring in some music. For free options, YouTube has a variety of songs that were written explicitly for Litha, others that touch on the general themes of summer, or just have a nice tribal beat underneath of them that's very suitable for dancing. If the music you selected has the lyrics, make the effort to learn them so you can sing along as you play it. Then when you're ready, light the flame, play the music, and just dance away. You might feel a bit bashful at first, but if you let yourself get lost in the music, that bashfulness will fade away. Then release that energy you've built up and put it out into the universe, and when you're finished, make sure you put your fire out. Now, the third possibility is to write a story or a poem that's centered on midsummer themes. And not to worry, no one else has to see what you write. This isn't about publication or subjecting yourself to the scrutiny of others. This is just you expressing yourself in the tradition of storytellers. Ancient societies knew the value of stories. It was part of what made them thrive. And telling stories today, especially when we make ancient pagan themes more understandable for the modern mind, I consider that to be an act of sacred service. And even if no one else sees what you write, it is still something you can give to the gods, and it communicates your appreciation for what their mythology teaches. You might choose to write a story about the Sabbat, or the deity you associate the most with it, or what the occasion means to you personally this year. There's tons of possibilities that you can hone in on. And even if creative writing isn't something you think you're good at, there's value in telling stories. And you never know, you might discover a previously hidden talent. Now, the fourth idea I wanted to bring to your attention is meditation and reaching out to a solar deity within that meditation. Naturally, we can't command that the gods show up for us in accordance with our own personal timetables, but we do have the freedom to reach out to them, especially on holy days. And this kind of meditation is much more path-working than it is anything else. And if you feel you need a guide or someone to watch over you, try to reach out to another pagan that you trust so you can be comfortable. And of course, don't put too much pressure on yourself. This is a seeking out of divine energy and an expression of your desire to show honor to divinity. It is not something that if you don't actually connect with them, that you have somehow failed or that they've rejected you. That isn't what this is about. Now, if you would find it helpful and you have these things on hand, because again, this isn't about going out and spending money, what you could do is create a space to meditate that's filled with solar colors. One thing you might do is if you have a meditation cushion, putting a yellow cloth on top of it. Or you could surround yourself with yellow and orange flowers or crystals. You could wear clothes, loose fitting and comfortable because this is meditation, but you could wear clothes that are in solar colors. And all of this is just a way of creating a conducive environment for your meditation and make you already feel plugged in to those solar energies before you even start. Ideally, you could do this meditation outdoors, but if that's impractical or if the bugs insist on feasting on you, a good alternative is to meditate indoors in the light of the sunniest window you have. And our fifth and final idea is to make a sun tea as an offering. I found a recipe that was rated 5 stars in the description below. But the basic procedure for making sun tea is to put your tea bags in a clear container, 2 quart or a gallon. These are common amounts. Fill it with water and then set it in full sun for several hours. I usually see recommended between 3 to 5 hours. And you can get very creative with the kind of tea you make. Add various herbs. Some people even added fruits. I don't know if they added it during the steeping. Fruit in that amount of sun, that could be a little iffy. So definitely check into recipes for that. But personally, if I were to make it, I would begin with a lemon-flavored black tea. But make your tea to your taste. And once it's prepared, you can incorporate it into your Litha feast, or you can use the tea as an offering to the gods during ritual. And then, of course, you drink the remainder to absorb the strength of the sun's energies, because as the tea was steeping, that is the energy that was infused into that liquid. And depending on the ingredients you use, this is also an excellent opportunity for a little bit of cooking magic, especially if you choose ingredients that all correspond with the sun or solar deities. Making sun tea is kind